Hey there, friendlies. Welcome to the 5th of May episode of my fantabulous live stream. Box. Excuse me. The live stream where we have bevies, we have blades, and we do, on occasion, talk about bushcrafty stuff. Tonight, who the hell knows? Who the hell knows? I was going to title this one, Happy Birthday to the May babies, but I couldn't remember if there were only two of us. So I didn't want to, if there's only two of us, then whatever, because I think there's Chris is on the 12th and I'm on the 21st. But I couldn't remember if there's someone else. Part of me wants to say that there is. But, sorry, I'm just getting comfy here. I worked today, so I was all tired. Anyway, I have poured this beer. Stout au café. It's a coffee stout. But I don't really know how long it's been in my fridge. And I was looking for the best before date on it. And there ain't nothing. So let's taste this just to see. Yeah, it's going flat. So it's probably been in there for a few months. Oh, well. Ooh, it is coffee-ish. That's got an espresso bite to it. Respect. Respect. Now, that's enough of that. So, before we get into the absolute non-subject matter of tonight, I do want to say the usual housekeeping thanks, which is, excuse me, maybe have the beer after doing the housekeeping stuff. If you are joining us time shifted to tomorrow or next week or whatever, thanks for doing that. I do love seeing the names appear, and sometimes the comments appear in the doobly-doo below the video. After the fact, it is too bad that you cannot participate in this chitty McChat, but it's nice that you're watching and listening anyway. Warms the cockles of my heart. If at any point tonight man, this is the best live stream I've ever watched, I mean, that's great. And I then invite you to leave me a smiley thumb. If at any point tonight you kind of think this whole thing stinks, that is absolutely fine. Just make sure you drop me that frowny thumb because that works just as well. And if you would like to take a more active role in keeping this place running, keeping the light on, keeping me living the dream, and then I invite you to right-click on the join button right there, investigate in another tab what the 2 tiers of membership that are available for my channel will get you for your hard-earned money. And now, without much further ado, I would like to say hi to those who have joined us. And no doubt you guys are already saying hi to each other. And especially because some of you guys join like before the video is even live. I kind of feel like I've already got to do some catch up. And I see like there's a lot of scrolly McScroll happening here. So let's see who's kicking back with us, who's got a drink in their hand, and who's just too cool for cool, he said, completely bass backwards. He can't really edit it out when it's a live stream. All right, so we had Mr. Country Boy. Hold on. I can't do it. Can't show it on the YouTube page. But on this app, I can scroll back, and at 8:40, right after I put this up, we had Channel Mod and Channel Hero, Country Boy, Trapped in the City, popping in with a hello. And hello to you. 2 minutes later, we had Canadian. String of emojis. That's a cool camping, paddling axe murderer. Canadian also did the first thumbs up, which is great. Nice to see you doing the God's good works. I wonder how that tastes when it's actually fizzy. CN15, he says, okay, so you just popped in. Hey, there's Mr. Chris. Chris, I was just thinking about you. How are you doing? And Peanut Trucker is a channel mod, by the way. And he popped in to say that at 8:44. So you guys are the early crew. You guys are like the opening crew, right? The opening team, the openers. Hey, there's Mr. Destiny, Mrs. There's oh my god. Let me tell you what my brain's been like today, but let me get through a few more hellos first. Hey there, Destiny. So, jazz hands, a little Fosse fingers action. There's a woman on TikTok and YouTube Shorts. She must in her 60s, I guess, was probably a dancer at one point, and she does. Hold on a second. Hi, Destiny. Um, and she does like these sort of examples of Fosse dance moves, but like in a comedic way. It's just it's pure gold. If I remembered her name, I would put it. Um, but yeah, Fosse fingers, jazz hands, all that cool stuff. Destiny, I was thinking about you. I was at um, the supermarché, là, a large store where you buy foods, supermarket, and they had a like a pre-made charcuterie board there, and I was gonna like post a picture of it in the in Russell's Discord and like Destiny, I'm gonna do a charcuterie too this week, and then completely forgot to post the picture, and I just can't do that much sodium. It was all like delicious things. Boom, 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 boom. There's Beto. How you doing, Mr. Beto? How are things all the way down there tonight? Okay, everyone's saying hi to each other, so I can skip and try to catch up just a wee little bit here. No title tonight. I guess it's just a free for all smartass night. I like those. I like them too. As I said, I was going to do it. Happy May birthdays to all, but I can't remember if there's more than just Chris and me. Destiny likes it when it's a smartass night. Country boy can make any night a smartass night. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I feel this in my soul, country boy. How is it only Tuesday? It's already been a long week. So Mondays and Fridays, I work from my house. Okay, I work from home. And yesterday at like 9:30, my internet was like, you know what? Peace out. So I restarted my modem and my router and my this and my that and blah blah blah. And I finally just pinged my Fizz, my internet service provider, and said, "What up?" And they said, "We don't think anything's up." And then give me a sec to check it out. And then they came back with, "Yeah, there's an outage. We don't know what's wrong. We're dispatching a crew to figure it out." And I finally got back online at like 12:30. So that was like half of my workday gone. So it's been a bit of a week so far. Oh, sorry, I was just showing. Birds. Bum, 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 bum. Homie in the house. I feel like I skipped something. I was going to say something. Destiny. Charcuterie board. Was going to say something, and then how is it only Tuesday? May birthday boys. I can only remember me and Chris. Then birds and homie. Shite. What the hell was I gonna? Has no goose on the keyboard. Good job, Jess. Thank you, Mister. If the beer had been fresh, I don't know if that would have been the full story. The hell was I gonna talk about? It was gonna be fabulous, I assure you. People just saying hi. Hey, there's Paul. How you doing? What are you having tonight, Paul? I just answered you on the Instagrams, Mister. So for those of you who may like ping me on some social platform, either like really late at night or during the day, because of my gimpy brain, I have this thing set up so that I cannot access anything social or anything fun like games or whatever during business hours. And so, and then like say after business hours, like I pieced out at 4:30 as I always do, stuck in traffic for like an hour. Hit the grocery store to pick up some stuff for supper. Came home, made supper, had supper, cleaned up the kitchen, ran the funk down here to set up for tonight, and then looked at my phone. So if anyone ever pings me and it takes me like a day to get back to you or something, that's the story of my life right there. Because I have to lock down the phone, otherwise the distraction is just too. It's real. Took the missus to the neuro-ophthalmologist today. Discovered the surgery damaged part of the optic nerve. Was wrapped around, so it's growing again. The part they couldn't get, and she will be going for. Oh no, I don't like where this is going. Radiology to unalive the remaining bad stuff. Well, I mean, at least there's a plan, but Steve G9854. Hi, Mr. Grounds. How's it going? Things are okay. I'm really glad to not be, sitting at a desk. Well, I mean, I'm sitting at a desk, but I mean, I was glad to leave the office today because it was a nice day out. It kind of started not so great, but in the afternoon it was nice, and it was nice to be sort of outside and breathing air. Country Boy says, "Yay, Paul is here. Every night is better when Paul's around." Same with you, Country Boy. Same with all you peeps. It's always nice to have a bunch of friends over for Tuesday night drinks. Peanut Trucker is just hanging out at the house. Back to work tomorrow. Nice to have a night off, eh? Yikes. 25 sessions. Ugh. Paul is saying hi to Country Boy. Everyone's just saying hi. I'm going to skip past the hellos. Destiny's going to go check the birthday file. There's one other guy. Yeah, so it's somebody male. I'm sure of it. Christy is in the house. Christy, oh, geez, I keep forgetting to do the membership announcements and the modship announcements. So Steve Grounds is a channel hero. Christy Grounds is also a channel hero. I think I already said that Chris is a channel mod. Hold on a second. Okay, more hellos. Canadian got an ad. Who else got an ad? Heck of the mic on the show, on air, kicking back with us all. It's really great when you guys are all saying hi to each other because it means I can sort of. Heck of the mic remembers Bob Fosse, of course, of course. I mean, we may kind of laugh nowadays, but big name. Wow, this is a lot of. Paul is asking what I'm drinking tonight. So right now I'm having a coffee stout, which is a little. It's going flat, And then I was thinking, so I still have my Ugadal sitting here from last week. Or got a little Pete Hart action going on here. An Enoch Pete Hart. 40 ppm, heavily peated, batch 1. I don't remember if I liked this or not. I think I did. I did a review of it in a snowy forest a couple of years ago. So I'm going to do one of those. Paul, is there one of those that you would prefer that I do tonight? Country Boy says, sorry, my skills limited, but smart ass is kind of a superpower. It kind of is. Absolutely. I agree. Destiny. Right. Serge's brother, of course. Chris, and then Jesse. That's it. That's the May boys. Russell says, hi, by the way. I once spent an hour on the phone with my service provider while he went through all the regular "Are you plugged into the modem?" before finally he checked something and said, oh, here's on. Outage in your area. Yep. At least this time they didn't make me go through all that crap because I said up front, I have restarted the modem. I have disconnected everything and then reconnected it. And they believed me for once. Forest birthdays. I love that. Hi, by the way. How you doing, mister? How's it going tonight? Jess, you are sending a pic of the sunset at your buddy's farm. I shall check these photos. Holy schnitzel. Okay. All right. No, hold on. That's all blown out. Whew. That's nice. Disney is, hi, Russell. How is Ray? Love it. And Russell, of course, just dangling that Ray right in front of Destiny. Exactly. Country Boy's like right to the point. Absolutely. Destiny's got her eyes on the prize. By the way, I forgot to mention Russell is a channel mod and a channel hero. Gotta stay on top of that. Gotta stay on top of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Mark says, today is 2 for Tuesday. Taco Tuesday and Cinco de Mayo all rolled into one. Well, we have Taco Tuesdays in this house. And so we did that in honor of the Cinco de Mayo. I should have probably, Paul, I should have brought like mezcal or tequila down for this because I don't have one sitting here. And I don't really want to leave the screen just to go and grab. Russell says, oh, that was Sinkhole de Mayo. So Cinco de Mayo is not actually even, it's not really Mexican. I believe the first Cinco de Mayo was in California way back. It's more of a Mexican American thing. There is one town or two that do like a Cinco de Mayo thing in Mexico, but it's not a big deal. You're doing quesadillas. I do like a quesadilla. I will say that. You mean carne asada? I do not even know what that is. Yeah. So Paul says, I'll be having mezcal and tequila tonight for Cinco de Mayo. I realize I should have done the same thing. Mark says, yes, the quizadillo, close relative of the armadillo. Country Boy will wave a lime wedge over his bourbon and call it a tequila shot. Paul wants me to go with the Pete Hart. Okay, that's good because I haven't had it in a long time. Although this sounds okay. I think a black bottle looks gorgeous. Okay, it's fine. It's great looking. But, and I had the same problem with the Bruichladdich Classic Laddie. That's an opaque bottle. Oh, it's blue. Put a clear stripe down the side so that I can tell you exactly where this is, because I have no idea how much is in there. And because it's a black bottle, I have no idea what's in here. I know it's downish, but I have no idea. I can't tell you. I could not. So I have a special place in my heart for opaque bottles. I mean, clear stripe down the side. That's all I need. Country Boy gets the first quotable quote of the evening. Fair enough. Chris has whiskey that he won in a raffle Saturday night, and he'll be trying it tonight. First time drinking whiskey. Well, I hope you don't hate it. You know. I wonder, because that, so I looked at that distillery, and it's like they specialize in kind of like almost, I'm blanking on the word. Like there's a sports theme. The bottles are all shaped like balls, like footballs and baseballs and stuff, and then they're themed. Anyways, what else? Yeah, Springfield, Cooperstown Distillery in New York. Yeah, I'd never even seen it before. It was a baseball with a cork in it. Is it the bourbon? Chris says. Says Country Boy. It might not be bourbon, because I don't think it said bourbon on the bottle. It just said American whiskey, didn't it? Because bourbon has some real solid rules around it, which is one thing I do love about bourbon. Like, unlike Canadian whiskey, where there's a couple of, like, Canadian whiskey has rules, but you can really mess with certain elements of it. Bourbon is really, the rules are hard and fast. And I really like that about bourbon. Hike with Mike says, back online. Had a lot of contact with other folks. We're at 9:25. I do want to say the following thing. Tea's a good drink. Oh man, that is painful. For those of you who have not had tennis elbow yet, I cannot recommend it. Moving right along. Moving right along. So is Cooperstown where like the Baseball Hall of Fame is or something? Because I went to the distillery website and there were a lot of football bottles. Hike with Mike says, went to Cooperstown as a kid. It was really neat, even though I was never a big baseball fan. I'm a soccer guy. I do love the beautiful game. I do love the beautiful game. I never played it though. I wish I had. I'd probably be 30 pounds lighter even today if I had. So is it worth it to sort of be a happy birthday to the May boys? stream if like there really is only two of us? I think probably not. But I mean, Chris's birthday is coming up soon. It's the 12th. Let me take a look at my calendrier. So we're the 5th today. The 12th is next Tuesday. Chris, tell me you're not going to be here because you'll be out celebrating. Have a really great supper that night. And then I am the following Thursday. I wonder if I'm going to do anything. Yes, the Baseball Hall of Fame is in Cooperstown, says Hike with Mike and Country Boy. It's funny, I was just talking about baseball today because I have never liked baseball. I've been to a few games back when the Expos were playing. It's too mathematical for me. Like, all the conversations are, RBIs and this and that and numbers and these numbers and those numbers, and the math is mathing. He had 7 home runs in a 12 square mile, made the Kessel run in under 12 parsecs. And as someone who's enumerate, that is frustrating to hear all around me. It's also a very old game in a North American context, right? It's a very old sport. My buddy Robin, because Robin likes baseball, and he was saying that because it's so old, it's ideally suited to radio. And he had memories of growing up. His grandfather always listened to the baseball game on the radio, on the CBC. And so he used to listen to it. And so he's just got this memory of listening to the games on the radio with his grandpa. And so I can sort of see that, but like the game itself, I don't get it. It takes a year for a game to go from stem to stern, or it just feels like it. Peanut Trucker says, I'll be here. I'll be in the truck on the road somewhere, but I'll be here. Oh, you're going to be on the road? So when are you going to have a nice birthday supper? Did you do it tonight? Last night? Because you're back on the road again tomorrow, right? Hike with Mike saith, I never played it as a kid and a teen, but my son loved soccer, and I ended up doing a lot of coaching. It was a lot of fun. I miss it now that he's an adult and more focused on other things. Yeah. Well, Grace, I'm late, but I made it. Yes, you did. Nice to see you. Hike with Mike agrees with me. Baseball is too slow. It gets boring. Everyone's saying hi to Grace because Grace is now here. Now that Grace is here, the live stream can begin. So I work with a guy who's on a cricket team. There's a lot of cricket in Canada. It's the only country in the Commonwealth where cricket isn't as big as like hockey is here, right? And it's because we share a bedroom with the United States, I think, where cricket is also not that big a thing. But like, as someone who reads a lot of news off the BBC, cricket scores take up as much space at the BBC as the hockey does at the CBC. But I would be lying if I said that I understood what the attraction for cricket was. That's an old game, right? But like certain test matches can go on, or no, because there are a couple of different kinds of matches, and like they're all really long, and one of them is a 5-day affair. One of them is a 3-day affair. It's like, what? I wouldn't want to sit in the bleachers for that long watching this. let alone be the the guy swinging the bat or bowling the. The thing about the beautiful game is it's a very fast game. I love any game where like an absolute drubbing is like 2-0, right? We're used to games like CFL football or whatever the American one, NFL football, where an absolute drubbing is like 86-24, right? Because they're just always doing it's just points all the time. Whereas with soccer, I mean, at the end of 90 minutes, you can have a 0-0 game, and I like that because that's why practically everyone's got his little score dance, right? He makes a goal, and depending on that, like whatever, like everyone's got their own little dance because a goal is a big thing in football. Whereas in CFL, NFL, in hockey, and even lacrosse, there's a lot of goals. And these guys who are playing, Major League Soccer or like Premier League, or like football, soccer, these guys are running really big fields for a long freaking time. There's no wonder these guys are, in peak condition. Somebody said BRB. Oh, it's Destiny. Hold on. Okay, everyone's saying hi to Grace. Chris says we celebrated Sunday. The kids were down from Atlanta, so it was a good day. Okay, that's cool. Countryway says, I guess with Christy taking number 1, there's no need for number 2 and number 3. David says, hello, I like baseball. Just watched the Jays lose to the Rays. No, I don't understand the love of baseball. Countryway says, watching baseball is like watching grass grow or paint dry to me. Yeah. Like what Mike says unto David, the instigator, that the Blue Jays spring training town was in my old hometown of Dunedin, Florida. Great town. I wonder how big Dunedin is. Russell says, anytime a player can play a whole game and do nothing, that's not a sport. Sorry, baseball. Tell us how you really feel, Russell. Don't hold back or anything. David says they still have spring training in Dunedin. Instagram just went boop. That's from Paul. Is that an image? Oh, yes. He's saying okay to what I said unto him. Yeah, the only two sports I really like are the beautiful game and like rugby. I like with rugby specifically. I like the All Blacks. Chris says, all I know about baseball is people don't like the Cowboys. And the fact that that's followed up immediately by a couple of giggly faces means that the Cowboys are not a baseball team. Destiny, this has been an unusually cold May so far. -5 last night and crispy too. Yeah, crispy cool. I wouldn't say this is the warmest May we've ever had, but it's not bad. It's not bad. Hike with Mike says you pronounced Dunedin correctly. I'm impressed. Scottish word, Scottish grandmother. David says, I take my hat off to anybody who can hit a ball thrown at them at 90 miles per hour, standing 66.5 feet away. Fair. Most folks say Dunedin. Dunedin. Dundee. It's like Arrakis. Dundee. The spice must flow. How many other ways can you say that city name? There we go. Flat beer is done. Done. Russell says, baseball would be more interesting if every fourth pitch the pitcher was allowed to bean the batter. Or the batter was allowed to bean the pitcher. What did Jess do over the weekend? Not a lot. Or no, that's not entirely fair. I had things I wanted to do. I'm planning down a bunch of cedar boards to build some shelves. And when I bought them, they were 4/4 thickness, right? So they're a full inch, and I want them down to. So the shelves we're replacing were made of that synthetic stuff. You know, it's plastic on the outside, sort of reconstituted wood on the inside. What is it's not melamine, it's is it melamine actually? Anyway. So obviously with cedar you can't go as thin as you can with that stuff. But I'm trying to get it down to like 3/4 of an inch. But with like a thickness planer, you're just shaving off every pass, right? So it's taking forever. And every time I sort of try to go a little too deep, the motor just nope. And then I have to like let it cool and put the breaker back on. So that was my Saturday afternoon. Was that Saturday afternoon or Sunday? That was my Sunday. Saturday? I don't remember what I did. It was like a lot of housework, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. Sunday, Saturday. I don't know. It was, I don't really do weekends. I work all week, and then, we have a house and a family, and so there's stuff to do. What I wanted to do was a cocktail live. This weekend, I will try to do a cocktail live. It's just hard to do when there's cartoons going on in the back in the living room. Because Mike says I need to go back and visit my bunnies. My bunnies. That's not even what I read. Start again. I need to go back and visit my buddies, and it's been a long time since I've been down there, since when we moved north to live in a rural community. David is asking what the weather's like in FL in Florida. We'll be there this weekend. Pleasant, but we're in a serious drought. Being serious, the flat beer just kicked in. I'm like, gonna go say hi to my bunnies. Oh my god. It's 21:41. I'm seeing an ad. It's one of those. It's another one of those with the two things. But I mean, you can't hear me talk right now because the ad is playing, right? Chris says it's been beautiful here. Rain on the way. A little bit of rain here right now. A little bit of rain today. A little tiny bit of rain yesterday. Chilly, rainy morning. Warmer, sunnier afternoon. Windy though today. Windy. So Chris has celebrated his birthday already, and we'll be on the road for his actual birthday. I do not know what Serge's brother did for his birthday. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say he got a new bushcraft knife. That guy's collection is pretty damn good. David says unto Russell, we had a buyer, but the arsehole pulled out. We are going down to get a carload of Pam's stuff and bring it home. So how awkward is that at the border? Like when you're trying to bring a carload of stuff, like because you've had it for past a certain amount of time, it should be okay, or what? Because I'm gonna go out on a limb and say you don't have bills of sale for all that stuff, right? I mean, I guess if you say that you're coming back from selling, or you're in the process of selling your home down there, then that would mitigate things, because it's obviously just stuff from your home. But I mean, I'm talking out of the ether here. I have no idea what the process would be for that. That's a long freaking drive, dude. Like, I don't know what part of Florida your place is in, but that's a long drive. What is that? 5 days? Maybe not 5 days. I'm waiting for this comment to pop up in the side chat here. If you go to downtown Dunedin, there are a lot of great pubs and restaurants, and Honeymoon Island State Park is beautiful. It's good to know. Gotta love a good pub. Live music. That's the way to do it. Does this have an HDMI on it? Nope. Non-chill filtered, not child color. That's the way to do it. So, throughout the Scottish uplands, most extensively in the north and west, you will find the heart of the peatlands. Remote and isolated, yet rich in iconic wildlife, this environment rules the landscape and provides a valuable fuel for the whiskey making process. On the back of the bottle, there's a sticker that says the same thing in French. So what's under the sticker? Nothing. There ain't nothing on the back of the bottle. Yeah, there's nothing on the back of the bottle. Okay. Looking great. Russell says, I hate it when the asshole pulls out. Oh, why did I show that on screen? Okay, 3-day drive. All right. I don't know why I didn't do it this time, Russell. I have no idea. I mean, is it even a quotable quote if it's like a single entendre? Yeah, that's an interesting question from Russell. The only thing is, I'm wondering if it's like maybe Pam's got some quilts down there and stuff that she's made or something, because otherwise that's a A lot of gas for a carload of stuff. Chrissy's like, we know. I think she's talking about this. It's a Scottish tradition. Our high school band are called the Highlanders, and our band has a bagpipe section. The town was founded by Scots. Gotta love a bagpipe section. Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. David says, unto Russell, it is Pam's quilting material and books. She wants to keep it. I still remember that quilt on your wall, man. That huge one that she made. I think part of the reason I love those quilts is because I have a certain warmth towards certain aspects of the 1970s because I was a kid, right? So like there was no stress. I mean, there was stress, but it wasn't work and tax related or any of that stuff. It wasn't keeping a family fed related. It was like, am I going to get an allowance this year, this week, this year? Please, sir, I want some more. It was, how much allowance do I need to save up so I can afford Optimus Prime at Eaton's? Or should I go to the Bay? Is it going to be cheaper? I think Eaton's price matches. Like, these are the things that I'm okay. That's later. That's later. I mean, the 70s, I was young. But, like, to me, the 70s is the meeting hall at the Unitarian Church, the smell of those coffee urns, pastries and cookies on a table, and people just standing around after the service chatting. That coffee smell, even as someone who's not a big coffee drinker, that coffee smell brings up certain amount of warmth. And I guarantee you a Unitarian church on the prairies has quilting meets, right? And so it's sort of like those quilts are all wrapped up in that kind of memory for me. And so I really love them. Somewhere around here we have an old, like a small one, that like we keep folded up because it's too old to actually use. But yeah, I love the aesthetic of a quilt. Russell, named after the movie, of course. Nice. Absolutely. All Highland regiments everywhere are also. By the way, the Toronto Scottish Regiment has just plain brown kilts. What's up with that? Like, what's up with that? I looked it up today and I couldn't find anything about it. Yeah, don't leave your favorite books behind. Shameless plug. No, I don't, because it's a 3-year, I believe. I mean, it doesn't say anything, which means it's absolutely a 3-year. I mean, established in 1894. That's more than 3 years. Does that mean I should pour like 30 years ago? Just kidding. I mean, I could pour it now just to. No. At 3 minutes to 10, I will pour for the pageantry of it. Has just always pre-reads my comments too. For the life of me, I can't understand why. That's okay. We don't need to understand everything. So it could be worse. The asshole could pull in. That one doesn't quite make sense, I don't think. I really like the quilt I think Pam made for City Girl. It was on one of Russell's. I've heard of this quilt, but I have never seen it. David says, and I predict Jess will skip my last comment. I did not skip it. Smell is a big receptor, and it's funny how many of my memories, my warm memories, are hooked up in the smell of coffee or like whiskey, to a certain extent, beer more. All those toxic camp stoves and those mosquito coils and all that, like toxic stuff. But like, I was camping when I was a kid, you know, and I had no stress. I have practically no memories from before I was around 21. You know, I've said that to some of you before. That it's a big blank, but I have these like that smells will bring back like an impression of something, and I'll just see a fleeting still of something. But like I don't have any real memories. Like a couple of things stand out, but that's it. But like certain smells bring back a sensation that I know is from a time when I was living in Manitoba, or a time when I was blah or blah or blah. And every now and again, there's just like a moment, like I can see in my mind, like just a moment. None of the faces are clear. In fact, at this point, even the actual interior, like I was just telling you guys about the like the greeting hall after the church service. I have no idea what it looked like, but I can feel that hall. But I have no idea even what anyone's voices even heard of, or sounded like, you know? Yeah, smell is a big one. After church for us was coffee and donuts. I still love coffee and donuts. Yeah, I mean, I think there was juice for the kids or something, but yeah, it was coffee and cookies or coffee and muffins, or a lot of muffins. Jim says, "Howdy, heading home. See y'all in 30. Drive safe." Paint trucker, you should have been a policeman. That quilt Pam made lives on our couch. It is currently folded up under City Girl's winter hooded bunny robe. Like a dressing gown kind of thing, a big fuzzy robe. White gas flavored coffee and pesticide coils. Ah, the memories of youth. Haggard Mike says, "I'm old. These days I can remember everything back when I was 12. Nowadays I forget to go to the bathroom." Okay. 21:55. In 2 minutes, I shall pour the whiskey. In the meantime, tea's a good drink. I still really want to do that 1970s camping video. I told you guys that I'm underspending for the rest of this year to sort of square some stuff away, but then I'm gonna make that my big project for 27. I think, not because the video will be huge or a series, or like if in 2027 I can do two things: my Nesmec Trio series and my 1970s camping video, I will consider 27 to be a successful year. And 26 is already looking like an absolute waste. Hold on. Chris says, should I put an ice cube in my whiskey? The wife says yes. I almost never do, but I do believe that I would say, yeah, sure. Because you're probably going to be drinking from like a little tumbler or something, right? You're like not one of these, right? So yeah, throw an ice cube in there. The proper way to drink your whiskey is the way you want to drink it. And that's true if you're drinking Plonk, like, Seagram's, blah, blah, forget Seagram's, Plonk, like, Crown Royal, or something higher end, like Blanton's or whatever. If you want to put an ice cube in, throw an ice cube in. And I think an ice cube would do well in this context. Country Boy says, I must not be that old. Look at that. Lovely. Ooh, that is peaty. I do like peat. We're getting to the part of the year where it's the part where I transition from peat to unpeated, though. Must not be old then, Mike. I have to run to the bathroom, but I don't forget. Whew, I do forget why I went to the kitchen, though. Yeah, I do that sometimes. Russell puts a small cube in his whiskey. He also drinks from a moose cup, though, so... Mike says, the cats keep stepping on my computer keyboard, messing up my connection to the live stream. Damn it, cats. Why do you got to do that? Christy also says you should throw an ice cube in there. Ice cube in and poured. Country Boy says, if you haven't had whiskey before, an ice cube will make your first experience a little less harsh. Yeah, if you just let your whiskey air out a little bit, because you probably just opened the bottle for the first time, just let it sit there for a few minutes as well. That'll also tone things down. Hi, good Mike says, my alcohol beverage tonight is kombucha, 0.5% alcohol, 0.05% alcohol. Christy, what are you having? You having your usual? Paul is doing. I should have brought tequila to the party, or mezcal. I like mezcal better because of the smoke, but do I have either of those here? Just give me a second to look. I got cachaça, which is not Mexican. I know, I've just walked off screen. Sorry, guys. Yeah, no. No, I don't. I really hate stepping off screen. But anyway. Destiny says, best childhood memory, the Sears Christmas Wish catalog. Oh, those were the days. I have fond memories of consumers distributing. Walk in, flip through the catalog, fill out the little card, hand it over. They send your order up. You know those vacuum tubes, and then your product came down a chute. That's how I bought Optimus Prime. I was very excited when I bought Optimus Prime. As you know, I wasn't a pauper, but I mean, I had to save up for stuff. And Optimus Prime was one of those that are like, oh, I don't know if I'm ever gonna be able to afford this. He was like a whole $12. No, he was like probably $25 or something. I mean, back in the 80s, that was a crap ton of money. He probably wasn't that much. I wonder if I could Google what Optimus Prime cost from consumers distributing in the 1980s. Because like he was one of those Transformers that like the more upper crust kids had. So the day when I got Jetfire, and he was like $100. He was like $100. He was like $100, man. We're not talking 21st century dollars. We're talking 80s, 90s dollars. Because Mike says, I can remember where I was and everything about it in 1978. Nowadays, I'm lucky to go right. Country Boy's having the Captain Happen tonight. Nice. Christy is not drinking tonight. Had treatment today, so I do not know if my mom will need me, but I did open a Sagamore this weekend. I saw that. You remember the Nor'easter Blizzard of 78? 10:02. Very peat smoky, but cool breeze kind of thing. So peat smoke drifting on a breeze. Excuse me. I sniffed a little too hard there. Something slightly ashy, like the wet ash. I've had that sensation before about with scotch, like the wet ash after you've put out the fire. Something nutty like a marzipan. And I'm picking up a bit of a lemon and a butter, more of a brown sugar, burnt brown sugar, or toasted brown sugar. Like on the, you've brought the kitchen torch to bear on like the top of a creme brulee or something. And I'm getting a little woody, wet wood. Ozone. Ozone again, big ozone. The ash is a lot bigger. Wet ash. The lemon is bigger. Oak. Almost a furniture polish or something slightly leathery. This is that study, that imaginary study I tell you guys about. I'm sitting next to a fire with a book in a leather chair. It's that. There's even like a bit of a dusty book thing happening. Second taste, the marzipan comes out much bigger. That lemon drop thing is very noticeable now. The wet ash is still very present. But still cool. It's not a hot sensation at all. The window's open. The spring breeze is coming in. It's cool. Early spring. Rain in the forecast. It's very different than that Ugadal I had last. Like peat doesn't mean one thing, right? There's all kinds of different peated or smoky whiskeys. Like some whiskeys are very peaty, some are very barbecue smoke, some are like it's not one monolithic thing. It's a spectrum of nuance and I lost my thought. Like partway through the sentence, the thought was just like, "Hey, bye." Oh well. Disney. Oh my gosh. Yes, I almost forgot consumers distributing because it was a more affordable way of shopping, right? There was no showroom. It was all just in the warehouse, and you had these catalogs and a little card. Man, I remember when I bought that Optimus Prime. I don't remember anything about it. I remember the card, and I remember the sensation of having written Optimus Prime, and then the product number, and not believing that I was doing it. And then I remember leaving the store with the box in my arms. In my hands. It wasn't that big a box. Very almondy. Like, part of me wants to recapture some of those feelings. Like, I'm never going to be able to have watched Star Wars for the first time again. But the first time I watched Star Wars was foundational for me, right? Like, I wasn't just seeing this crazy stuff happen 2 stories tall in front of me and hearing it. I was feeling it, right? Partly because of the sound system. Even in the 70s, movies could be loud, not like today, but and that's why I really wish that I could watch the non-remastered, non-special edition, hand shot first, 70s quality image. Like, I want to watch that one again and see if part of me, the part of the primordial Jesse, is still there, and you get that little twist in your stomach that I got that very first time. As, I guess, what was I, 6? 1977? No, I was 5. No, because did it come out in 77 or 78? I was small. And, like, thinking about some of those old Transformers bring the same thing back. When I bought my first Transformer, this is probably boring. Let me finish this anecdote, and then I'll move on to something else, because whatever. When I bought my first Transformer, it was Prowl. Okay, he was a Toyota 280ZX Turbo, in the liveries of probably like the Tokyo Police. Now, the Toyota 280ZX Turbo was a car, man. I spent much of my life wanting one of those. 240Z, that was sort of like the prototype, or like the one that started the whole thing. 260, 280Z, but the ZX Turbo, and the 300 lost the style. It just wasn't as nice. I still, if I see one of those, I still think, whoa. I haven't seen one in years. In Vancouver, you still see cars like that. Here, because they salt all winter, everything gets eaten to pieces, right? Because I wasn't a big TV person. We had a TV, little black and white one, even in the 80s. I used the needle nose pliers to turn the channel. If you're of a certain age, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But we read all the time. So when I saw these Transformers at the hobby store in Place Celestinio, I had no idea what the hell Transformers were. But this thing went from a car to a robot, and like there were many different ones there. And I'm remembering this, but I can't really see it. But I remember what it felt like to have this thing and to explore it when I got it home. And then to see that there was a cartoon of these. I still love the Transformers cartoon when I do see it, but it's a garbage cartoon compared to what we see these days. It was obviously just a marketing thing, but I think I'm trying to recapture what it felt like to run home from school. Well, run home. I went to school downtown, so my little 10-year-old self or whatever, jumping on the metro to come home, then taking the 90, the bus, and then getting home just in time for, I think it was G.I. Joe and then the Transformers. I had a lot of G.I. Joe toys as well. Like I saved up for these things and enjoyed the hell out of them. And there's a purity to the excitement of a child about these things that, as an adult, you don't really get jazzed about. But I've said before, if I suddenly had the opportunity to buy a complete Jetfire, and it doesn't even have to be in perfect condition, I would feel that fundamentally. And I've also said it's because like certain of these toys that I would absolutely buy again, no matter what the price, if I had it. Jetfire, pretty much all the Dinobots, my Millennium Falcon from like 1980, my old X-Wing from around the same era. The reason I would absolutely buy these again is because I was not ready to let go of them when they got stolen from my house. And I think they represent that feeling for me. All that to say, yeah, consumers distributing was a big deal for me, for sure. Forecast of rain, Beto. Here too, but here's probably colder rain. Oof. And it's going down to almost 0. Yuck. Okay. David is asking if Destiny remembers the Towers department store. That's a name I recognize, but I've never seen a Towers. Yeah, I saw that. Chris doesn't like the bourbon. Yeah, and look, whiskey's it takes a couple of times to enjoy whiskey for sure. Smells like paint thinner and tastes like it. No lemon, no oak, just pure painting the walls green. So here's the thing. Whenever you see a bottle like that, that's absolutely a like a novelty presentation. It's possible that the liquid inside is going to be exactly what you're experiencing for sure. I think that if at this point in your life you're still not a whiskey drinker or like a big drinker, don't do it. The Japanese whiskey called Nikka whiskey from the barrel that comes in a square bottle. In the States, it's not a square bottle; it's a rectangular bottle because it's 750, whereas in the rest of the world, it's a little 500. That is the safest whiskey to show someone what whiskey is if they're not a big whiskey. Like if hey, do you like whiskey? I don't know. Whiskey from the barrel, the Nikka. That's what I give them every time, and because it's a beautiful, beautiful dram. It's not what whiskey anoraks would call an integrity bottling because it's absolutely chill filtered. It's absolutely caramel colored. It's a blend of over 100 whiskeys. It can't legally be called Japanese whiskey, even though it comes from Japan, because there's Ben Nevis in there. Because Nikka owns Ben Nevis, which is a Scotch maker. And to be called and to label your bottle Japanese whiskey, it has to be 100% Japanese juice. Caramel colored, chill filtered, because it's very engineered. But it's a very friendly beverage. It's a very friendly sipper. But I'm not telling you this because you got to come onto the whiskey side. Don't. If you don't like it at this point in your life, don't develop a taste for it because it's just going to get expensive. And because you've clearly not needed it, right? You don't drink, and you've made it this far without like being a drinker. So clearly, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no reason to take it up. But the Nikka whiskey from the barrel is the one that I give someone who's whiskey curious generally. Peanut sugar for quotable quote number 2 of the night. Russell says, I remember when Han shot first. I was stunned. And the way he walked out of that bar, it was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. I agree completely. That was terrific. Excuse me. Someone went down the wrong pipe. So I'm probably going to be ham all night now. Great. In the meantime, tea's a good drink. Yeah, I definitely think that Han Solo was the coolest character in that movie at that time. I still kind of do. Now, what's interesting about that movie is that, like, you know how often in stuff like that, it's like the bad guys who are kind of the cooler, the cooler faction, and everyone's like, yeah, I want to be the whatever the bad guys are of it. I want to be the Cylons. There was nothing as cool as an X-Wing fighter to me, right? TIE fighters, whatever. No, the X-Wing to me was sweet as, but the Y-Wing. The whole design philosophy behind Star Wars was like, it's space tech, but it's lived in and it's old and it's getting beat to shit because that's what happens in space. Was the opposite of like what you saw with Star Trek, right? Where the Enterprise was pristine until you got to like the Wrath of Khan. Star Wars was big. I mean, film school. So geek about this, right? It was the film that brought back like orchestral soundtracks. Like up until then, like Hollywood was pumping out like rock soundtrack after rock. You had whatever. It doesn't matter. The X-Wing, and then I saw a Y-Wing, and I was like, oh. And I've always wanted to live on the Millennium Falcon ever since that night. I still kind of want to live on the Millennium Falcon, actually. And it's funny because I remember Joss Whedon talking about Firefly, and he was talking about blah blah, and he said, and of course it comes back to the Millennium Falcon, because for me everything comes back to the Millennium Falcon, and I really felt that comment because I'm kind of the same. Paul says, maybe you should have tried it neat first. I don't think so, Paul. I think he's probably got a very accurate... Chris, leave it, like, now that it's been uncorked, leave it for a week and then come back to it. Because what'll happen is, now that it's been uncorked, it'll start to oxidize, which will tone it down a little bit. And maybe some of the chemical magic will disappear a little bit. I have a suspicion that no. But maybe. Paul, are you having a tequila tonight, or are you having a mezcal? Mike says, I had to take a day off from school tomorrow to grade papers and catch up on things. I'm always interrupted at work, but it's okay because my kids come first and I'm always there for them. That is because you are a teacher at heart as well as at career. I was too big a sip. Like, it looked to me like there was less in the glass than there was. I was a bit of a surprise. I am taking Friday off because I'm going for a bunch of like pre-surgery tests. And then I hope I will be meeting up with Paul. Star Wars was 77. I think you're right, because 77 was like the date in my head, but like I was like momentarily blanking on made in 77 or released in 77, right? Destiny says, the other fun childhood memory, the warm street lights and hanging outside in summer till 11. Oh, you mean before the street lights were like this cold blue crackle? Yeah, so don't develop the taste buds for it, Chris. I mean, it's too expensive, especially now. You're doing fine without it. Oh, you had a 280Z. Nice. Yeah. Such a cool machine. Like all four of those. Like I said, like by the time you got to the 300, sort of that flat. Nope. No, but like the 240, 260, 280, they were all very, very similar. And then suddenly that 280ZX turbo came out. Still to this day, they're like, did Pilsner change flavor? I mean, look, there's a whole lot of pills out there. There's a crap ton of Pilsners out there. I mean, wait a second. I tried my ex-father-in-law's clapped out to 240 from client. Oh, yeah. Okay, start again. I had to drive my ex-father-in-law's clapped out 240 from Kamloops back here to the coast. 300 clicks felt like 1,000. White knuckling the whole way to keep it on the road. Well, I mean, if it's all clapped out, I mean, it can be anything, and you're still gonna. Jennifer's here. How you doing? I was just no, I wasn't just. A while ago, I was asking Chris what he was doing for his birthday, and he said he's going to be on the road. So he said that you guys celebrated on Sunday. So I would like to know what supper was for Chris's birthday. What the supper and the cake and stuff were. Did you guys send me pictures? Or was that last year? No, the last pictures I have from Chris are of a truck. I'm not going to check it now. I'm just going to assume that. What was supper? What was Chris's supper? Chris's birthday supper. Maybe they sent me pictures. Everyone's saying hi to Jennifer. Matt J 2171, evening, morning, and afternoon, all depending on where you are in the world. I agree with that. That greeting. Here it is evening. It is night. It's 24 past 10. What time is it where you are, Matt? I hope you're having a good night. You're not getting rained on too much. You wouldn't have spent the bucks. Apparently, I don't even know what it costs, but judging by the bottles, I assumed it was like the bottle designs. When I went to their website, I assumed it was a novelty whiskey, and very often they will be kind of lower end, mid tier to bottom shelf stuff. How good Mike loves sake. Great to have a few sips, and it's great to use in cooking. I should really try to get with sake again. Like last time I had it, I was younger, and I didn't like the way it hit the back of my throat. But I was having it warm. Whiskey curious, well phrased. Well, you know what I'm saying? It's like they've never had whiskey, so they don't know whether or not they like it. And like, so for me, it wasn't an acquired taste. The first whiskey I had, aside from like sitting on my dad's lap as a kid. Oh, look, I'm Quebecois. Okay, so our first drink is sitting on our parents' lap and taking a sip from their beer bottle or whatever. Back in the 70s and 80s, I don't know if it's still like that. It's a more puritanical world, but the first whiskey I took as a person of age was Lagavulin 16. And I was like, boom, yep, right? So that was my gateway, and I didn't have to develop a taste for it. I immediately was almost overwhelmed by the peat smoke and all, and the sort of the whiskey stridency, but not quite. Not quite. I was like, whoa, so much happening. I need to do this more. But but like, so for people who are whiskey curious, it's like they don't know if they like whiskey or not. They may have had like whatever Scotch and 7 or something in college at a kegger or whatever, but like they don't really know. there's a massive gulf between being whiskey curious and being able to pick out the notes. I did as well. And if my toys hadn't gotten stolen, I probably still wouldn't have them by this point in my life anyway. But yeah, I would love to have it back. Hang it on the wall or something. I mean, I wouldn't be playing with them. Currently mezcal. I do like a nice mezcal. So here's the thing. One day I will set up a studio down here with like a kind of a bar fridge in it, so that I can just, like, we can be talking, and I would love to make my smoky mezcalita. That would be perfect. However, because what I would do is I would use the same space for these lives and for my very occasional whiskey or cocktail lives on my channel. I'm supposed to have done another one by now with my tasting panel, but no one's had time. One of the three of us has been on tour with his band, and I am flaky when it comes to planning and stuff. So anyway, whatevs. But we will probably be doing another live soon. But yeah, so I would set it up to have both. Like, what I would like to do is 3D print the Rain Dance Bushcraft logo. I would have like a wood lats background and 3D print both channel logos, whatever, yay big, just so that, you know, it's visible back there, but it's not like, rah. And I would just swap them back and forth, and I would have probably my entire bar cart down there, so that when I'm doing the other channel, I would be able to, like, what are we trying? This? Yeah, okay, get some bottles down, make some drinks. Mm-hmm. It's all right. And then when we're doing this, if it was Cinco de Mayo, I could grab the mezcal or the tequila, make a margarita, make a mezcalita. It's going to be great. Someday. It's just expensive to redo a basement. That's what the stumbling block is. And we just redid our windows. And then we definitely have to have the roof, redone. So many things. Hello. Welcome to Jesse's ASMR Whiskey Talk. Watching on the big screen, you can see the dust on the back of my mic. I can see it too. And now it's really bugging me. Thanks for that. I'm not going to clean it. I will clean it after the live stream. Okay. Oh, good. Country Boy was going to point that out last week, but I just left it alone so I could have cleaned it up after last week's live, and because now it's really bugging me. Whatevs. Jim heard quilt talk earlier. My wife just did 2 quilts today for a couple of customers. Another loading tomorrow morning. Graduation gifts. Gorgeous. I mean, if I could afford it, I would commission like a nice old-fashioned quilt for our bed upstairs. It's a queen size, so it would probably cost a freaking mint. But I really want to get a Hudson's Bay blanket for that bed as well. And that will absolutely be a mint. Matt says, Wednesday hump day at work down here. Oh, you've been on my live streams before. I suddenly, because I was like, Matt, Jay, seen this before. Absolutely. How's the thoughts this week towards getting back into the crafting video content? Yeah, I would love to actually. As I said before, and I think you've heard that this year and a lot of last, I've been dealing with a very bad case of burnout on both channels. And like I shot a video in January for this channel that needs to be edited. And I just can't bring myself to do it. Like for a couple of years now, I've really wished I could afford to hire someone to do just my rough edits, right? And I would come through and do like the final edit. But my channel doesn't make enough for me to be able to afford that. Because it's great to go to Fiverr and say, can you edit a video? And they're all like, yeah, sure, I'll do up to a 2-minute promo kind of thing. If ever I get to the point where my channel is doing the numbers required for me to have an editor, so all I have to worry about is filming, and it's awful to say that for me because I used to enjoy editing. Like for a lot of my videos on both channels, well, on this channel specifically, I dropped like an hour into masking something moving and like leaving my logo sitting there, right? It's the kind of crap that nobody notices but me. I have never had someone say, wow, that was cool. Not a single time. I just told an absolute lie. Last month, Cody, my eldest daughter, said that she was showing some of my videos to, I don't know, friends at school or something. And there was a video where we were in the Okanagan at the Native Friendship Center, which is near the Inkameep winery. And she noticed the part where like I set up this shot of like I step through, and as I step through, it leaves the logo behind. And she and her friends thought that was tough, as the kids are saying now. But that's the only time anyone's ever commented on the masking, and I love doing that. And I like feeling like I've crafted the video. But because I'm essentially a single dad, even though I'm not single, I'm so tired by the time that this week is asleep that I come down, I sit down, I fall asleep, and the video doesn't get done. So I would love to like win the lottery so I wouldn't have to worry about how much it would cost to pay for, a good video editor, someone just to do my rough. Or is it better to hire someone and say, listen, I will trust you to make my videos great? Like now that I'm thinking about it, like, do I want them to just do my rough cuts because I'm a control freak when it comes to my creations? Like I edit videos for my day job now, right? Like I shoot, well, I don't shoot, it's a screen capture, but I do a lot of video editing. Which might be part of the problem as well. Like maybe it's best to just say, listen, consider me the director. I will sit with you and watch the dailies or watch, and I'll give you a few suggestions and let you do your work. Because as an editor, if I was someone who was hired by someone to be an editor, there's dust on the barrel of my lens, which I'm noticing now because you guys talked about this and it's driving me kind of crazy. So yeah, maybe it would be best to just say, listen, Do what you do and do it good. The question is completely cosmetic because I am nowhere near in the position to pay someone to edit my videos. But I would make so many more videos because I'm so fucking burnt out. Pinfinger says, El Guido, it was miso, Brussels sprouts, taco chips, and quesadilla. And oh, this is Jennifer. Okay. So it was Brussels sprouts, which I love, taco chips, okay, quesadilla, and wizard fries, which are basically loaded nachos but using fries instead of chips, and churros with Oreo cream and caramel dip. So that sounds like a great supper to me, for sure. Russell says, our favorite sake, served hot, of course, is Shochikobai. Yeah, I should probably try sake again. Like, I haven't tried it in like 20, 30 years. Christy says, my first taste was scotch. I was 10 years old on a Chicago Bears game in the dead of winter, sitting in a garbage bag to keep warm, even though I had all my winter gear on. My dad was like, take a sip of this. Oh, and you had a beer. Okay. To celebrate. Yeah, Jim was like, gross, dust on the mic. I know. It's anyway, whatever. We're all friends here. I'll wipe it off later. Ooh. Country Boy has put a link, and I'm going to open it in a new tab. And I'm going to open that tab over here. Oh, piss. I opened it in the wrong. Yeah. Cask Cartel. Are you kidding me? Oh no, this okay. So no, this is a reseller. This is not. That's 149 US dollars. But that's not like an official retailer, right? That's one of those, where collectors and blah. I love it. So many things to do. My brother and ADHD. I see. We understand each other. It's fucking nightmarish. So like on TikTok, there's all these people who call themselves like neurospicy, and they've sort of turned it into this really cool kind of lifestyle thing. Not for me. Not for me. It has ruined my life. Now, it ruined my life because when I was a kid, they had no idea what it was. Right? I was called hyperactive and told to sit in the corner and be quiet. If we had caught it at 12 or 13, like we have with my daughter, different story. But I do not see it as cool. I do not see it as... It's ruined my life. I mean, I hope, Matt, it hasn't ruined yours. But, I mean, like as soon as you said that, it sort of reminded me of this thing that's been sort of at the back of my head. I'm like, I'm not going to call myself neurospicy. Yeah, I'm shocked at that price, especially with... So in a better world, 149 US would say this is a great whiskey. In the world we're in, look, in the world we're in, Blanton's can go for $1,000. It's nowhere near $1,000 whiskey. But it's because in the aftermarket and in like private, states where it's not regulated, because it's very popular, people, they can charge whatever they want. Like 149 that's more than my wife spent on my E.H. Taylor when she was in New York. my E.H. Taylor, which is now finished, that was 120 US. And E.H. Taylor is a unicorn, man. It's a freaking unicorn. When she said, "Hey, do you like any of these?" and I saw that they had E.H. Taylor, I was like, that. And so she bought it and brought it home for me. That and the Brooklyn, the New York Urban 10-year, whatever it was, expensive trip. But I mean, I had bought them, her and my two daughters, tickets to the Lion King while they were in New York. So, it kind of evened out. Russell says, "Okay, the dust is bothering me now. I know it's anyway. Whatever. We're fine. We're fine." Now Chris says, "Sorry, I'll keep quiet." You're like, now that we're all of us are like, it's a pretty dusty mic there, Jess. Why you let that happen? It's like, as soon as we're done here, I'm gonna be like, oh no, I'm not gonna do that because that will sound terrible to you guys. I'm gonna whip this off and like use compressed air, and then I'm gonna wipe this all down with paper towels or like a Swiffer. No, that's fine at least. It's been there for months. It has. I know it has. Am I going to get onto that wire? Oh, that's easy. That's easy because the wire moves. It's fine. I never get to see him on the big screen. It's great to be on a big screen. So, oh, that's fucking boring. Just keep going. Never mind. Swiffer. Good old Swiffer. I do love me a Swiffer. It's not sticky. No, it's not sticky. I said, it's not sticky. Check. No, it's not sticky. That would have sucked. I hate it when the dust gets sticky because then I'm like, how do you clean this? Just let me mute myself. We okay now? That does look a lot better, although there's still just a tiny bit of right there. Whatever. Excuse me. I do not have a lot of tissues in my computer. I have a roll of paper towels there because of all the times I have goosed beer all over this desk. Why would I have tissues in my computer? Russell? I'm 53. Do people still do that at my age? You can make some fabulous ones. Some of them are really expensive. But yeah. So what was their chief's name? Louis? What's his name? What's his first name? Louis? Anyway, he was the guy, like, if you're on Indian time, you're on loser time. I mean, he was very polarizing in the Native community for sure. But I mean, look at his nation, right? Yeah, they got a casino, but they also have a high-end hotel and a golf course and a very desirable winery. You know, was his name Dan Louis? No, it wasn't Dan Louis. What the hell was his name? Anyway, but yeah, great wines. We have a bunch of Incomute bottles upstairs. They do not ship. So every bottle we have bought in British Columbia and miraculously through wrapping in t-shirts and stuffing into our nuggets gotten home. We like to bring home a bottle for my wife's stepdad because he's Mohawk. So we like to bring him some like native stuff from the West Coast. I see an ad. I don't remember the names of any of my favorite of the Incomute wines right now because wondering now if the sock comes off. I put mine through the washing machine with a regular load, cool water. The sock does come off because there are two designs, right? This thing comes with two. This one, and then there's one that I guess is technically better for what I'm doing. It's a little more bulbous, but this one's fine. And like, as someone, like, every time I've ever been in a radio studio, North American, because the British have a very different iconic radio mic, but it's always been this. And so to me, like, this is what this mic looked like to me. And I don't feel that this mic is letting me down with this sock on it. So I see no reason to change it to the other one. You guys do not understand what it was like for me to hook this mic up, this iconic mic. It's an old mic. It's an old design. They have an updated one now with like USB or something for computers, whatever. But like, this is, if you went through communication studies or film school or radio school or whatever, you know this mic. You know this mic. And you know that you need all this crap to get it to up the signal enough for what we're doing here. Because when you're in a radio studio and it's hooked up to a soundboard and all that stuff, it's loud enough. But for what we're doing right now, right, hooked up into that little music interface over there and then into a computer, you need a signal lifter for sure, because it's not loud enough on its own. That was, by the way, was an extra $109. Excuse me. And then you lost your sock forever. I found it recently. It was somehow in a small bag that also got washed. For some reason, I found the bag and felt the need to put my hand in it. So it probably slipped into the bag while they were both like. But it is fitting to lose your sock in the laundry. Many people lose their socks in the laundry. By the way, if you found it recently, you didn't lose it forever. He said, pointing out the obvious. Tito, give me a tissue. That's a deep cut, dude. I love it. Oh my God, it's 10 minutes to 11. Where did tonight go? Have I been boring or have I been interesting? I'm going to pour one more small dram just to finish off the night with. I can't believe we're almost finished. This is going to be one of those nights where I think I've been like fabulous and interesting and maybe not hilarious, but like, and if I watch it back, I'll be like, oh, why are there still 19 people watching this boring crap? Give me a tissue. ADHD, it took me many years of wondering to work it out, to be honest. Nothing official, but those of us that have this particular wiring, shall we say, also have the ability to hyperfocus. So, okay. Interesting, because I do have the official assessment. Because I needed it to show work. I needed it to, and because I put my daughter through that to show school. But neurodivergence is interesting because it's legit to self diagnose. Like, it's possibly the only condition. When I say neurodivergence, I mean like autism and ADHD. It's legit to just know that you've got it because it's so obvious. What getting the assessment got me was access to meds and certain allowances at work. But if you know, you know. For me, I didn't know because I was absolutely on record as saying I didn't quite believe it existed until my daughter was assessed. And then all the stuff that was like red flags for her, I had thought was normal. And so I went and got assessed. I was told my particular variant is awful and very freaking rare. But I still to this day remember that, like that day I walked, I feel like I walked in for my final meeting where they give you the assessment normal and came out with ADHD, even though that's fucking illogical. I'm still on my journey here. Like, I still haven't found the right med. I have come to terms with the fact that I have this thing. I really tailspun for like a good month and a half though after my assessment because I had been like, I don't, or not that I didn't believe it existed, but that it was like over diagnosed and all the usual crap. This is boring. Shut up, Jesse. Targeting that hyper focus on your day to day has been what's taken it from being a curse to a blessing. Yeah, for sure. One thing that helps me is Pomodoros, you know, 25 minutes on, 5 minutes off, because I know that there's a 5 minutes off. It's for some reason helps me to focus. There's a service called FocusMate. There's a free version and a paid version. If I have to do something like clean my desk, I log into FocusMate and somebody's there for body doubling, and it just makes it easier for me to get the stuff done. Why is the mic brown? It's not brown, Steve. It's not like that. Oh, fuck. It's a good thing I self-censored there. I was about to say something unbelievably rude, but I stopped. It's not Mike. It's not Mike. No, it's not brown. It's black. You might want to get your eyes checked, though, because even on my screen, it looks absolutely black. Oh, yeah. Country Boy says, I hate the whole idea of whiskey allocation. It's all about profiteering, fucking thieves. So they allocate here in Quebec as well, but it's the SAQ. So, like, the Blanton's is $90 or 110, depending on the bottle, right? The Pappy Van Winkle is 140, right? Like, these are bottles that in non-regulated areas go for like $1,000 or more, especially Pappy. The reason why it's on allocation is because Quebec only gets like 18 bottles for the entire 8 million person province, right? So they have to sell it on allocation because otherwise what's going to happen is the speculators will buy a case and then flip them for 10 times the price. Because, I mean, there are still Quebecois who are doing the secondary market, right? But yeah, it's, oh, my land, look who's here. Marcel, how you doing? It's like, oh my God, it's 22:56. What the hell? How are we almost done? I mean, Marcel popped in earlier. I'm just really late because I got all caught up in hearing my own voice. Russell says, what do you think about Jess's dusty mic? I dusted it, okay? I dusted it on camera for all of you to watch. Although this is just a little bit right still in the ridges there, and that's bugging me. It's a little bit here too, actually. Stop it. You know, Now Jess's hands are dirty. That would bother me. No, they're fine. We're great. We're fine. We're absolutely fine. Russell's being a brat. Little fish needs a housekeeper too. The dustiness here is bonkers. Yes. I don't have tissues. I think there's a box of tissues around here somewhere. I spend a lot of time sneezing down here because of the dust. There's a box of tissues around here somewhere, but it's a brand new mic. Look at it. It's all clean. It's all beautiful and black. You're forever vacuuming and dusting. I should be forever vacuuming and dusting. Let me tell you. You don't think you really got on the wall? I think I did. Why you got to be... Yes, I did. Don't mess with me, because I'm going to spend the rest of this 2 minutes like dusting my mic. Well, it's because everybody was talking about it, Jim. It's like I was like, check out the dust. And I just... As soon as they said it, I was like, I can't let go. I mean, if we're going to be honest about it, I was like, I got to do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Ah, piss. And I got the paper out. So guilty as charged. Marcel got an ad. Did I get an ad? Oh no, you blew a merino. That's expensive. I do find that merino does that. I blew through merino socks before as well, way faster than cotton. It's like the one clothing item where I don't think that merino is the way to go. Like a shirt, merino, hello, yes. But I think there's a lack of robustness there, because I've definitely, I went through a really expensive pair of merino socks way too fast. Marcel's asking, how much longer are my kids in school? Year's out in 3 weeks, and I'm so ready. For the young one is June the 8th, I believe, and for the old one is, who the hell cares? No, it's about this. It is June. 3 weeks? No, because that's still in May, right? My kid schools are not out until June here. Chrissy's leaving at 1 minute till the end. Oh, we're at 2,300. Okay. So, anyone saying Country West? She's just trying to get before the traffic gets too bad. Everyone, who's got mic envy? Someone else's mic envy of my beautiful mic. But seriously, everybody. Oh, okay. Destiny says I better get that cocktail live this Friday. I'll be looking for it. Drop a link in the Court of Dis. Well, okay, if we're making, for ordering, I will try for sure. Especially because I feel that I owe you a cocktail live because of that bottle and bitters. I still haven't opened those bitters. It's 11, so I'm shutting her down. I will bring the apron, of course. And by the way, Jim likes the matte mic. So do I. So beautiful. Oh, you do as well, eh? Yeah. Okay, so here's the thing. Gross. The thing is, it's 11 o'clock. So I'm just scrolling. Your daughter is May 22nd. Oh, that's early. May 21st is my birthday. Seriously, though. Good night, everyone. It's 11:01, so I'm going to shut this thing down and then get ready for bed so that I'm not late for work in the morning and blah, 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 blah. Thanks for hanging out with me to the bitter end, all 12 of you who are still here. Between now and next Tuesday, where I hope to see every single damn one of you, be safe, be sane, be healthy, yes, and be kind to one another. Good night, good people.